Hey guys, it's CrazedRambling. So, many of you probably know already about the big news, but I'm going to say it anyhow. The Fallout Equestria playlist has been featured on Equestria Daily, and that, my friends, is awesome. I knew that probably at some point, reasonably, I would end up getting featured somewhere for finishing Fallout Equestria, considering I'm the first one to do so. Um, but none of that would prepare me for just how much I would freak out. I mean, I thought I would react nice and calm and cool and collected and be all like, okay, got featured, got noticed, recognized, whatever. No big deal, right? Life says no. Life says, nope, you're gonna freak out. So I freaked out when I found out that I was featured on Equestria Daily. And then the subscribers and the views and the comments started flowing. And I freaked out even more. I doubled, more than doubled actually, my subscribers in a single day. I had like 200 something emails in my inbox by the end of the day, which I was not prepared for in the slightest. And it made me very happy. I got that warm, tingly feeling of you've done something good now. You've accomplished something. People are happy that you've finished this. Comments of, great, now it's done. And, oh, hey, can we get some downloads going? All that stuff. People wanting to hear you. And that felt good. But along with the good comes a little bit of the bad. Understandably, with a wider audience, more people are going to see what you have put out. And sometimes they may not like what you put out. So I've gotten a bit of criticism. Not a lot, mind you. As we know, bronies are kind of nice folks. So I've gotten a handful of, critical comments. And at the time of receiving them and realizing that people were not completely satisfied with what I put out, I was a little sad. I was kind of thinking about how, man, I've put all this time into this and still people aren't happy. But after sleeping it off, I realized that is not a problem at all. And in fact, it's kind of deserved. And I suppose I should kind of explain on that a little bit more. Frankly, there are a lot of ways for me to improve. I mean, even in the most recent videos, there are ways for me to improve. And it took somebody saying they didn't like something and pointing out what they didn't like to realize that. And I don't know if the person that wrote anything meant to be mean or any of that. Hopefully not. I like to think we're all nice people here, but even if you were trying to be mean, I'm going to say thank you, because it opened my eyes up to certain failings that I might have, or areas to improve upon. Now, what are those areas to improve upon, you might wonder. And have no fear, I will go over that. So, first area of importance is monotonous reading. Who wants to have to listen to some guy that's speaking like a robot for hours and hours on end? Who wants to listen to this? That's just plain boring. Well, kind of turns out I was doing that, and I apologize. For some reason, even after hours of doing this, I never really picked up on it. I don't know why, but I didn't. I could have spiced it up a little, and I didn't, because I didn't realize it. Despite the fact that I think I'm better now than I was at the start of all this, it is kind of monotonous. And that is something that I can very well improve upon. I just have to be more conscious about what I'm reading. How do I sound when I'm doing this? Re-record something if it doesn't sound good enough. And that carries into another thing that I need to improve upon. Time management and editing. Editing? There's been pretty much no editing to speak of. Proactive editing, there's been that, obviously. If I mess up a take, I go ahead and delete that part or re-record it entirely or whatever. And really the only other editing that I've done that wasn't proactively done as I was recording was doing a bass boost at the end of each video because, frankly, my mic is not that good. And it doesn't pick up all the bass frequencies and whatever technical nonsense that I have no idea what I'm talking about right now. So editing has been pretty much non-existent. And I'd like to work on that a little bit. Work out stray noises, which was one thing that was pointed out in criticisms, was the mouth noises, the little clicks that you might hear. It's probably in this video. Little clicks from my tongue, smacking my lips or whatever. Part of me says that's unavoidable. If I'm going to sit here and talk for an hour and a half or whatever, there's going to be some mouth noises. Because, like I said, my mic is not that great. It doesn't have a pop filter or any of that stuff. It's just a microphone that happened to be attached to my headset. So, I have tried that. I've experimented in trying to edit that out, and the only issue I've had was the noise removal feature in Audacity didn't seem to just, eliminate it. It is a very soft sound to begin with, and it's not necessarily complete removal, but reduction. And sometimes the issue is it took out things that I didn't want to be taken out. Like, it would kind of chop up words that might have had a slight click sound to it. And I don't want that because that just reduces clarity, obviously. If you can't hear half a word, you're missing out on something. And I'd rather have you hear a click than not have you hear a word. So, that's that. I've tried. If any of you have any hints or advice for how to get rid of that without butchering words up, I would appreciate that. I would love it. Another sound problem has been potentially cars. Now, I haven't heard any cars in any of the recordings, but I don't really listen to these recordings very loudly, so maybe they're there and it's just not a very heavy sound or any of that. I live about a football field's ways away from an interstate, and my room with the window where my monitor is and I'm recording all that is facing directly at it, not to mention the street below that. So there is traffic pretty much all hours of the day, if not on my street itself, then on the interstate. I can't hear it really. I'm talking and I've got the headset over my ears, and yeah, I can't really hear it. And that's not really something I can just change. My room is where it is. I can't record anywhere else in my house, and I'm certainly not gonna suddenly move to a different house. I can't really do that. That is not an option. So if it is something noticeable that I just have missed entirely because I can't hear it, then I apologize, but it's something to deal with. I think the original point I was trying to make here was sounding not monotonous, but if I haven't made that point already, the whole monotony, sound like a robot, all that, and how I can improve upon that in time. Honestly, part of it has been that I'm new. Sure, I've been at this for half a year, roughly, give or take a month, but in the grand scheme of voice acting, there are people that have been doing that job for several times longer than I've been alive. So it's to be expected. They've probably made some progress from when they first started. This is my start out. I picked a really monumental task in doing Fallout Equestria, and I'm kind of wishing that I had taken some more time to learn how to do this a bit better. But such is life. That's why I went to re-record some stuff. Anyhow, the gist of all of this rambling is I realize some places that I have either messed up or need to improve upon, and I want to get better. To take a phrase from Fallout Equestria, I want to be better. And I'm sure that you guys will appreciate that. So sometime in the near future, within the next week or so, I'm guessing, I will probably put up a demo video, if you will. Right now, I'm thinking about doing cupcakes, actually, since, that's just every reader has to do that, obviously. And I will try to be a bit more dramatic, I suppose, when I'm reading, not so robotic. Um, so I'll do that, and I would like to know your opinion on that. If it's better, worse, if I should just shut up and never do this again, or whatever opinion you may have. Feedback. Feedback is what I want. Or, better yet, if you're going to give me some feedback on whether you like it or not, if you have any tips about how to be better at it, I would love that too. Like I said, I'm new at this. So, that's that. The only other important thing I can think of right now is downloads. I severely underestimated how long it would take to, convert those to MP3s and upload and any other numerous things like that. Like, since I'm going to upload the re-recordings retroactively, right now I'm putting out the original recordings, and some of them, there's some editing things I can do to make them a bit better, a bit more tolerable. A lot of them are really quiet. I can try and amplify those, make them sound a bit clearer. So all that stuff is going to take time. I'm really going to start doing that in earnest tomorrow. And considering I tried converting an hour and a half long recording it into an MP3, and that took about 12 minutes, and probably, I don't know, ballpark 20 videos, 25 videos are about an hour and a half or longer. It's going to take a lot of time in order to convert those. So bear with me for the next week or two. Hopefully I can get everything out by Christmas. It'd be a nice gift for the holidays, all that. But it will be put out there. And I suppose that that's really all I have to say for just about everything. I really appreciate that people have been subscribing, have been watching the videos, have been asking for downloads, have been, saying nice things, and I would like to thank those people that have pointed out errors that I have, or pointed out just flaws. I'm not Scorch. A lot of people liked Scorch, but we're two completely different readers. You may not like my reading style. No matter how much I try to help it, there will always be some monotony in my voice. It's kind of just ingrained in the fact I've got a fairly deep voice. The two subjects are related. So, I suppose I should just cut this off right about now. I've gone on far longer than I wanted to, but I hope that it doesn't drive you insane and you just say, nope, I want nothing to do with this, I'm unsubscribing and I'm never watching another video. Because I would not like if you did that. So best of luck to all of you, and wish me luck in my future endeavors, I suppose, but I'm going to end it now.